So Prey lets you play your way, but is it without stupidity? Let's find out. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to see more. Go on, just click it. The year is 2032. Morgan Yu wakes up in his apartment, ready to start a new job. Being male or female is up to the player, but I'll go for male since I find the breasts distracting.
I have boobs!
Maybe that's why the mirrors don't work. Anyway, Morgan is set to start work with his brother Alex, researching space stuff aboard Talos 1, a space station orbiting Earth. Arriving in style via helicopter, Morgan meets his brother Alex for some standard tests before they can leave for the station. His testing, however, is rudely interrupted by the doctor's coffee mug turning into a black spider thing. Morgan is rendered unconscious before he can find out what happened.
I'm sorry, I honestly thought knockout gas was an actual thing!
Idiot.
Morgan wakes up back in his apartment, seemingly repeating the day Groundhog Day style, everything exactly the same as yesterday, except the dead body outside. A stranger named January contacts Morgan and tells him he must escape his apartment. Smashing the windows reveals that his whole apartment has been inside a repeating simulation, and that he is already on Talos 1. January guides him to the Neuromod division, telling him to use one on himself. Neuromods basically copy and paste abilities from one brain to another, allowing the user to instantly gain skills they don't have, like learning how to expertly play a piano, or swing a wrench slightly faster, or improve your spacesuit.
That doesn't make sense.
The space station is infested with hostile aliens called Typhon. Seems like they have killed the majority of the crew on the station after breaching containment. The smaller Typhon are called Mimics, and have the ability to morph into any inanimate object nearby, making Morgan suspicious every time there's two cups together.
No, there's one cup. You're just seeing double.
The larger phantom creatures just like to talk to themselves and zip around. Morgan reaches his office to find a pre-recorded video he made to himself to explain what's going on. Apparently, Morgan has been testing neuromods on himself for over 3 years. Removing a neuromod has the unfortunate side effect of resetting the brain back to the moment before the neuromod was applied, explaining Morgan's amnesia. These prototype neuromods have been created by scanning the brains of the Typhon creatures, giving the user Typhon-like abilities. Morgan left his brother Alex in charge while he tested these new neuromods, and he was supposed to bring Morgan up to speed in between the test runs. At some point, Morgan realised that his brother wasn't doing this, and he built an AI named January as an alternative. Before he can hear the rest of the message, Alex intervenes and shuts down the servers, saying that he can't let Morgan hear the message. January points Morgan towards Dr. Calvino's lab to restore the servers, and after restoring the servers, Morgan gets to hear the rest of his message. Past Morgan tells him to destroy Talos 1, stating that the Typhon are too dangerous and can't be allowed to reach Earth. Knowing that the neuromods are created from Typhon cells, it's only inevitable that they will infest Earth. January tells him to destroy Talos 1, he needs 2 arming keys. Alex has one, and Morgan has the other, or had the other. Alex destroyed it, probably sat on it or something. Luckily, there's a backup copy on a hard drive in deep storage. Just need a voice sample from the head of security.
There's someone else in crew quarters pretending to be the cook.
One more time.
Be the cook.
And we're in. After retrieving the fabrication plan for his arming key, the station is put into lockdown by Alex, and Morgan is trapped in deep storage. He is left with no choice but to eject himself into space. Luckily, he finds a way back into the space station, using the cargo containers, saving Dr. Igwe at the same time. Though this is optional and the player can kill him if he gets annoying.
Aw, but he's got such a sweet smile. I'm gonna shoot him in his face.
Surprisingly, there are a few survivors in the cargo bay, and they have managed to lock the Typhon in another room, leaving themselves trapped as well. Morgan is given the code to the door after a little fetch quest to get some turrets. He then makes his way through life support to the power plant. There, his ex-girlfriend is slowly dying of a disease, and she won't shut up about it. She tells Morgan how to use the reactor to lift the lockdown.
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
With the lockdown lifted, Alex contacts Morgan, asking him to come to his office to talk, maybe getting that medicine on the way. Alex, being the coward that he is, isn't waiting for Morgan in his office. Instead, he leaves a video to watch. It's another video from past Morgan, only this one seems much more into the whole neuromod thing, showing off his amazing Typhon powers while he talks. He suggests using a null wave device to neutralise the Typhon if they ever escape, still killing them but keeping all the research intact. Alex believes that the constant memory wiping has caused Morgan's personality to drift a little bit, and that the version of him in the recording is the true Morgan. He begs Morgan to finish the null wave device by scanning the coral, a sort of neural network tinsel thing that the Typhon used to communicate. He offers his arming key in exchange so Morgan can choose which plan to enact. Morgan gets the data he needs and begins to upload it from Alex's office, when something stops it. Commander Dahl has been sent by the board of directors, aka Mama and Papa Yu, to retake the station and cover up the breach at any cost. Dahl can be killed or kept alive so he can fly the survivors off the station. Either way, dealing with him finally gets Alex to show himself. Analysing the coral has revealed that the Typhon have been summoning something big. And right on cue, a massive Typhon creature shows up to kill everyone.
Oh, how convenient.
Morgan now has to decide to blow up the station or use the null wave device just to kill the Typhon. Regardless, upon enacting the plan, Morgan wakes up strapped to a chair with his brother Alex and several robot operators staring at him.
Well, it's official. I had too much to drink last night.
Alex reveals that the whole thing was just a simulation. Again.
Better cut that shit out, it's getting old.
Morgan is in fact a captured Typhon, implanted and tested with the real Morgan's memories, using a kind of reverse neuromod. The Typhon have already invaded Earth. Using Morgan's memories, Alex is trying to teach the Typhon emotions and empathy in an attempt to stop the invasion. Morgan is then judged based on what choices he made throughout the game. If he failed to show empathy, he's killed, and the experiment is just started over again. But if he did indeed show empathy, Alex lets him go, allowing for one last choice: rip Alex's head off or accept his offer of peace. Feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh yeah, super secret ending. Steal Alex's escape pod key, and then just run away. Let him deal with the shit. And that was Prey. Great game, I loved it. What was your favourite bit? Did you find Gluey McGlueface? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Take it easy.